afternoon.
How you doing?
Yeah, start off with the team news if that's okay.
Well, we've got a few injuries like we've had. We've still got one or two people out, but there's some good news that Fabianski's very close, so could feature. But I'm just going to make that call tomorrow. Just going to see exactly how he is. But he's trained for the last few days, so it'd be good to get him back.
Okay, Snodgrass okay?
Snodgrass is trained today. He's a bit of a ligament injury, and we're hoping Snoddy's going to be okay as well. Yeah.
Obviously, disappointment at the weekend. A big game tomorrow against Liverpool. How do you fancy your chances? What do you see as the main challenges?
Well, it'd be easy to say how difficult the challenge was, but I think it's a challenge we have to attempt to sort of relish and challenge it and see what we can do. Nobody at this moment in time has beaten Liverpool, so I think to try and be the first team to do that has got to be something we aim to do. We'll attempt to do that, but obviously we also know the quality of them.
After the game against West Brom, Mark Noble was quoted saying that he'd had a chat with the players. He said he was supposed to be rested, saying that they can't always rely on him. I think he then went on to say that he was worried about the club's future. Can you see his point?
Well, you would always speak to Mark Noble about West Ham because he knows the club inside out. He's been here. I use him a lot just now because I've only come back again, and a lot of what he said is correct. And he did. He's questioning all the players. He's digging them out. But that's what good leaders do, and that's what you want in the dressing room. You don't want it always to be the manager as well. So he's doing everything he can to get the players rallied, focused. We're all well aware of a difficult period we're in at this moment in time, not just with the result, but with the games we've got coming. So I think he's helping me do my job well.
What do you think the main issues are at West Ham at the moment then? And are you confident that you can keep them in the Premier League?
Very confident. I think the squad of players here is good enough to do so. We have to play better than we have done. But it wasn't long ago, it was only a week or two ago where we were a bit unlucky to lose at Sheffield United by a mistake. We were, up until the 80th minute, it was 2-1 against Leicester City away. We had beaten Bournemouth 4-0. We had drawn with Everton and probably should have got a good result, or a slightly better result. So the cup result sort of knocked us back a little bit in disappointment. But there's a lot of teams get knocked out the cup.
Thomas Tuchel, where are you at with him and what are you hoping that he could bring to the club?
Well, I'm hoping that he's in the middle of his medical just now and with a bit of luck possibly finished it. I think that he gives us a lot of different aspects, but more importantly he fits the profile of the player I want to bring to West Ham. I said that I want to bring sort of young players, but we're also in a difficult period. We also need experienced players who could help us at this moment in time. I think at the moment he helps a little bit in both of that. He's got 25 caps for the Czech Republic. He's captain of Slavia Prague. He has played as a defensive midfield player, but if you look at his goals, he's scored an awful lot of goals as an attacking midfield player as well. So I think for what we needed was a bit of all. We needed cover for some players. We needed to add another midfield player. We obviously have to add goals, and so at the moment he ticks an awful lot of the boxes we've been looking to get. What we need to do is give him an opportunity and a bit of time to settle in.
Apart from him, do you see yourself signing any other players before the deadline?
I could say we've got a proper bid in for another player. Not like I'm seeing in a lot of different things people saying we'll bid for other players, but I can confirm we've got a bid in for another player at the moment. Whether we get him, I couldn't guarantee that at the moment, but we are trying hard.
Not Matty Cash?
No, it's not, no.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. James?
Hi David.
Hi there, how you doing?
How low is confidence right now? When you've been with the players the last couple of weeks, what have you seen in them?
I don't think the confidence is that low. I think we were disappointed in how we played last week. But as I said, if you look at it really in a bigger situation, you'd say we were very close at Sheffield United. I didn't think we played particularly well at Leicester, but we were hanging in up until the 80th minute. We got back in the second half. So there was a lot of things which you could say which were more positive. But obviously if you get knocked out of the cup, you feel not. So the job's to try and pick up confidence, show a better performance. And what I've always wanted to do, always trying to make a bit of progress. Obviously losing to West Brom wasn't progress, far from it. So the job now is to get back on it again and start picking up.
How would you assess how difficult it will be to keep West Ham in the Premier League this time compared to when you were last here? I'm sure there are parallels that you can see.
There is a lot of parallels, very similar, quite similar to points, tallies, etc. around this time of the year. So it's something which we've been here before, we've done it before. Some of the players have been through it before. But we will need to pick up points as we go along. We're not kidding ourselves on, we know we have to do that. There's a lot of teams scrapping it out for it. It'll be difficult, but I do believe that we're capable of doing it. And if we can add to the squad a little bit in January, then hopefully that helps as well.
And on a more positive note, what have you seen recently in the team that's made you happy? What have you seen that has encouraged you? If there are sort of green shoots of optimism, what are
the team spirit within them, and also I mentioned it earlier, they're willing to dig each other out as well. They're not letting anybody away with it. They're trying to make sure everybody's responsible for their jobs. Yeah, there'll be times when players don't play well, there'll be times when players make mistakes, but I think collectively, for me, I think they've showed an attitude. They've been really honest in their work. It was questioned a little bit, and I think in the main they're really trying their best to try and get us results.
And just finally for me, as far as Liverpool are concerned, if there are weaknesses in their team, what are they?
No, I don't think I can give you too many weaknesses in the Liverpool team. I think it would be wrong to do so, because first of all it would probably alert them to what I'm thinking. But I've got to say that there's very little weaknesses in a team that wins the Champions League and a team that wins the World Club Championship. So from that point of view, I think everybody's well aware of how difficult the challenge is. But it is a challenge, and everybody gets a chance to throw a punch somewhere along the line, and sometimes you can get a lucky one. We've got to make sure we get the lucky one.
Thanks, James.
Thank you.
Dan?
This is a hideous run of games. I mean, Liverpool home away, Man City away, with Brighton stuck in the middle.
Yeah.
And most people say the best chance of points is the Brighton game.
Yeah.
So do you have to think about that going into tomorrow?
I've never gone into any game not expecting to win as a manager. Nobody, no game I've ever played. I've always said, I expect you to win. Quite often, you don't always win. But that's the attitude I've got in this game as well. I really do. I expect the players to go out there and put a show on and try and win. If that's won by a set piece or if that's won by a fluky goal, I wouldn't really bother. And that's been my attitude near enough all through my football career. We have to win. And this gives us probably the biggest challenge. And the fixtures which you've mentioned are a really tough period of fixtures. But we're well aware of those difficulties, and we'll do everything we can to try and get points where we can.
Have you outlined how many points in your own mind you're going to need to stay?
Well, I think the figure everybody would have said is 40. I think in recent years maybe it's not quite taken 40. My look from a distance just now would tell me that there's quite a strong group of teams at the bottom end of the league. I don't think there's MD really getting too far cut adrift, and because of that I think that a lot of them at the moment are playing each other, which means that some of them are taking points from each other, or some of them are taking points. So we're in the period where we're actually playing some of the teams at the top end of the league, and it's going to make it difficult for the next 3 or 4 weeks.
I'm not expecting you to give me the name of the player you have a proper bid in for, but would it be someone who's going to get goals? Because certainly the striking position seems to be the major problem.
It certainly is, but I'd love to say that was right, but it's not, because there isn't that many out there you can make bids for if you're talking about centre forwards. So I'd love to say that, but it's not that. No.
And finally, Jurgen made a few headlines the other day when he Shrewsbury said, right, I'm off my winter break and the team won't play, and against Shrewsbury and I won't be there. You've obviously got a winter break coming up. Do you understand where Jurgen's coming from? Because at the moment he's under a bit of fire for saying the team won't be there, nor will I.
Yeah. Look, I do understand when you're at the big clubs and you're in all the competitions and you've got so many games. I can totally understand it, and I think that the winter break was brought in to give players in this country a little bit of a breathing space. But I also think that when you come to this country, part of our culture is that we have lots of games. We have FA Cup. We treat it very, very seriously, and I don't for a minute think that Jurgen's not doing that, because his teams are very good. But I think and I can't speak for Jurgen. I think that his probably his priorities are winning the Premier League and probably winning the Champions League again. I always think that every tournament you enter, every competition you enter, you try to win it. But he maybe thinks that he can win it with the young players he's got anyway. So we might be making something big out of something which isn't really that big.
The fact that he's actually not going to be there, I mean, you know, his players mainly the rest because they run around. I mean, managers, I know you walk up and down on the touchline.
Yeah, no. See, that's I think that's the wrong bit. And if I had to give Jurgen real sort of understand what he said is, the managers need the break as much as the players. In some cases more so because of the hours, the time they put in the job, the games, the preparation. You know, lots of media, you know, game after game. So I totally understand that the manager needs a break. The players do, but I agree that the manager does need a break.
Thank you. Cameras off.
Cheers.